Hello, guys. Good afternoon. This is Nikki, you also known as Physis Trader, and you're watching the October 8, 2020 market recap for the global markets. Let's begin. So yesterday was actually a lot of all-time highs. You're probably seeing your notifications as well, getting so many all-time highs. I didn't take photos of everything, but just to recap, we've seen Bandai Namco all-time high, 7.8. Your Fastly is $120, 20% up last night. Your Taiwan Semiconductor reached all-time high, 87. Your Intelia Therapeutics, which is gene therapies, was up more than 20% as well to $25. Humana, which is also a doctor on demand, something similar to Teladoc and Amwell, was all-time highs for $30. Record high levels for United Health. You could see that most of my notifications was really just all-time highs, 52-week highs. Tandem Diabetes, 117. Upwork, Sumo in London reached all-time highs at $243. Smurfit Kappa, this is a plastic packaging, paper packaging, sustainable packaging company. It's in Europe, and it is 3,176, also reaching 52-week highs. Bill.com, all-time highs, 107. United Rentals, all-time highs, 201, reaching all-time highs. So a lot of really very strong names. Active, $99, also 52-week high. Paycom Soft, all-time high. ServiceNow, $500. Cassava Sciences, all-time high, well, 52-week high, but really. MongoDB, all-time high. Okta, Natuzi. There's really been like everything was really up. And I was actually positively surprised as I bought some Futu, the Robinhood of China, at $29 here. And in just a day, it was already up 12%. Yesterday was like really such a green day. It was literally everything was like up, especially in the solars. You could see that Jinko Solar went from about 22 to 56. That is more than almost 300% when it hit $60 in just a month. It was such a blistering move. But take note that it wasn't just Jinko Solar going up. It was the entire space of SunPower, Sunrun. So they were all moving up in tandem, not just in a single day, but you could say that it has been a single month already that all of them were rising. Let's take a look at each one of the solars. So you could see Sunrun 20 to 80 times 4 since July. Even on that breakout move at $20. And then, of course, that was Sunrun and Vivint Solar. So it is in tandem. Vivint Solar shareholders will have a Sunrun. So same magnitude, 15 to 45. And then, so SunPower also rose from about 7. Now it's trading at about $17, $18. So we have been seeing the support. Even during July, we were also buying July and August. So from about 7 to 8, you've seen it go 100% up already, more than. So depends on your cost. So 100 to 150% higher. Continues to go higher. I believe that SunPower also had a share upgrade by some analysts to as high as $20. So you could see that Piper Sandler initiated a coverage overweight $20, and it just kept on going. SunPower sourced on an overweight rating from Piper Sandler. And when I read the news, it was Piper Sandler echoing something that we already know since we were investing ahead of that move. We were saying that there's about 3% installed base of residential homes, and that could grow to as high as 10 or 25% in terms of penetration rate. And that is really going to fuel SunPower shares to go higher in the next 5 to 7 years, not just a month. So you can see that SunPower in the monthly chart is a breakout from 11 and 12. That is a huge base since 2016, 2015. And you still have this resistance at $20 and then another resistance at 25. Nonetheless, we think that so far, I think that 15 all the way to 10 will still be bought by some people who still don't have any solar plays. Maction did well. Of course, Maction was a spin-off from SunPower. So SunPower actually gave a free dividend, and that was Maction shares. So if you had SunPower, you also had Maction shares. There was a ratio of at least, I think it was 8:1, if my memory is correct. I think it was 8:1, something, or 6:1. No, I think it's 8:1. So yeah, for every 8 shares of SunPower, you had a 1 free Maction share. And so Maction actually was able to open at 40, fell down to about 13. There was a strong support here at 13. I'd say that this can move as high as 25. So that 13 can go double as well to 25. Any drops back to about 15, 16, 17 is now being bought by some people who still don't have some panel manufacturers. So all of them are actually in competition. First Solar, Canadian Solar, Maction, and Jinko Solar. So you could see that we got an entry here when there was an insider sale here on First Solar at $69. We used that drop here at about 61, 62 to buy, and now it's trading at $80. Take note that since July, this went from 50 to 80. It is still an underperformer. If you'll ask me, it can go to $100 or even $150. So First Solar continues to be in just our shares in our winners, and we'll just keep it. Any drops here will be, I think, people would take advantage. Any drops back at 70 below. So people have been getting it 61, 65, 70. So even if you were just buying a few weeks ago, then you should be up about 60 to 80 is around 30%. You'll notice that Unity software was back to $90, so very strong move. We noticed we were confident on Unity software. We've been buying at 67 and 70, also buying at 77. We used these drops at 84 below to actually enter more. And so we've been just buying all the way of Unity software. If you're a trader, I'd say that yes, you could see that 100 price point as a resistance. But if you're an investor, then you might as well just hold for the long run. Let's see whether this can get us about $500. So I think that these companies are 10x companies. So maybe $500 in the next 3-5 years. Give it a shot. So these are the companies that I'll be willing to park and marry. There's a lot of strength yesterday. Some names that I don't even cover, but I don't know. Maybe it's too small. Natuzi. Oops, sorry. Learn about FinViz, but it's been popping up on my screens because all-time highs. Yeah. So this is an all-time high. Well, it's a 52-week high, not an all-time high. You could see that from 50 cents, it rallied to $2, down to $1, then $2.50, then back to $1.50, then went to $2.80. Chances are after $3, it goes back to $2, but I'll take a look what happens then. Natuzi consolidated results, renews its securitization facility up 54% since July. So this company typically has 50% moves in a day, but also 10 to 20% moves on a down day. So it's more of a micro cap, as you'll notice that it's less than $30 million in terms of market cap. I'm also taking a look at some of these names. These are the small caps that I take a look at. NNDM. So Nano Dimension from about 150 rallied to $3. I made a small video about whether Nano Dimension is a buy. And in my view, $2, near $2 is a good entry point. So I bought some at 225 last night, the lowest 219. I got some at 225 with the thinking that even if it goes at $2 or 150, that I'll buy there some more. Rallied strongly already, close to 36. I think it opens 242 tonight. Nano Dimension closed a registered direct offering a few days ago, and then you could see there was a 34% pop. Nano Dimension is more into the 3D printing. So yesterday, you could notice that a lot of 3D printing systems was up. That would be your DDD. 3D System Corporation, X1. You'll notice they were all popping up with strength, 18% of 3D systems, XONE also up like 10%, kaboom. So this one I entered, among the 3D companies, I entered X1, the X1 company. I entered this one just last night at about 12.50 already. Yeah, I didn't get in at 12, so I got in about 12.50, 12.70 already. But there was news that Tesla was looking to hire more 3D printing, so people were speculating that it's possible that the world today might have, so there's also virtual investor conferences. They're one of the 5 biggest 3D printing companies. I'll tell you what, I didn't study this one. I just know sector. But for other 3D printing or additive manufacturing, I have some Trine acquisition, also known as desktop metal. So I think that these levels at 1075, try to check that sector. It looks like something's brewing in the 3D printing space, whether it be Stratasys as well. Stratasys. SSYS was also up. So the three of them were going up last night. The news was that Tesla was looking to hire 3D printing, and 3D printing stocks last night all went up. So the top three 3D printing stocks for Q4 2020. So 3D printing, I know, is also being used in photovoltaic cells, PV cells. And so far, you've got these companies in the group. You've got 3D Systems, Proto Labs, Faro Technologies. The process was invented already in the last 30 years, but they've only, there was never any meaningful movement for all of them. In fact, most of them are like 95% down from their previous hype phases. So you could see that 3D Systems was co-founded by the inventor of 3D printing, Charles Chuck Hall. He has grown it into a global 3D solutions company, makes, markets 3D printers, print materials, software. So are we entering into a phase wherein the companies are able to get more technology developments, and can we actually see additive manufacturing and 3D printing scale? I think it bears more attention and more studying, but it's something that I've noticed strong last night. So it was up very strongly, all of them. So X1, and then I think TRNE, the desktop metal, will be a driving force if you believe in 3D or additive manufacturing. So put that in your watch lists. It's in my watch list. Stratasys, X1, TRNE, 3D Systems. So there. Three double D, so triple D Systems. Now, what else am I taking a look at? So I was also taking a look at last night for gene therapy names. I saw that Intalia Therapeutics broke out. That was the reason. The reason being because their co-founder was awarded the Nobel Prize for chemistry for inventing. So maybe I'll read this for you. So Intalia Therapeutics, it actually made the entire gene therapy or biotech surge last night. Intalia Therapeutics congratulates co-founder Jennifer Doudna on winning the 2020 Nobel Prize in Chemistry for inventing the revolutionary CRISPR-Cas9 genome editing technology. So she was a founder, was awarded the 2020 Nobel Prize, along with her research collaborator, Dr. Emmanuel Charpentier. This is the first time that two women scientists have won a Nobel Prize in chemistry. Since the publication of their 2012 science paper, that was 8 years ago, it has been widely recognized by the global scientific community for her pioneering invention and many contributions to CRISPR-Cas9 technology. So this one is actually, they have their own businesses. It's the CRISPR is used in many. So let me show you the therapeutic names, the gene therapy names that were co-founded by these founders. NTLA, so you could see that it rallied from about 20 to 24. Looks like this is still on the cusp of a potential higher highs, higher lows. That is a breakout, yes. But right now, you've got these resistances, $30. So ever since $20 for the last couple of months, it's been consolidating. Is this a chance for it to go back to about $30 or $40? So I'll keep it in watch. NTLA, Intalia Therapeutics. Take a look as well on CRISPR-Cas9, CRSP. So this is, as the namesake goes, it's CRISPR Therapeutics. So they named their company for the technology, which is CRISPR. It broke out above 90 last night, traded at 98. Looks like this is also going to be, so it's all revving up for all-time highs, looks like. So if you're going to ask me what charts are very strong in my list, looks like the gene therapy names, some 3D names, and of course, some solar names continue to be very strong. So these are really the ones that are in my watch list. Some of them I own, some of them I don't own yet. So there, CRISPR, $7 billion. So you'll notice that these companies, it's a 10x industry. It's possibly even a 100 times industry, because up until now, most of these companies have no revenues. So the revenues are paltry. Sales are $300 million. No earnings at all. 300 employees. But amongst all of them, if I will buy one, I'd be honest, it will be CRISPR, CRSP. So this one I bought before at $58. Very, very Some of us are already aware of CRSP, CRISPR Therapeutics. If you're not aware what CRISPR Therapeutics are, you could check Designer Babies. It's in Netflix, so you can check it out. Speaking of Netflix, Netflix actually garnered an upgrade last night. It broke above $530. I think it was an upgrade announcement for Netflix. An analyst from Wall Street reiterated strength for Netflix. Still going higher, but I think that there's some resistance at about 560 to 600 if Netflix does go higher. So reiterate buy. Some people still resume buying at 650. Why Netflix popped today? Activist investor Dan Loeb on why Disney needs to double its streaming spending. So yeah, because Dan Loeb owns a lot of Disney. Nevertheless, we are seeing those are the companies that I'm taking a look at that are very strong in my watch list. Most of those strength really coming from those sectors, and a lot more actually. A lot more. Some are some are small caps in nature. Clean Spark yesterday was a microgrid that had an offering at about $9 equity offering. I think that was a very good move. So yesterday's drop at about $10.50. I took a position on Clean Spark. So yeah, that's it. Congrats to those who have Fastly, very strong moves. Let me just check commentary. Why did Fastly stock pop today? Well, yesterday, a lot of names went up. Like you'll notice that every name, most of the names really went all-time highs. Fastly didn't have a specific news. Fastly was just momentum after momentum. What's your position on KCAC and how about Zuo? KCAC, I think, is a weak company. KCAC is QuantumScape battery. I think it's too far into the future. I don't have it. I studied it, but I don't believe in it. So it's possible maybe Bill Gates is really on to something. Volvo and Bill Gates are on to something, but I think it's a far future, like maybe 5 years, 7 years out. How about Zuora? I think Zuora is a weak loser. So Zuora, I had it before and I sold it. So Zuora went from about 11, 12 to as high as 17, fell down to about 8 or 9, and then now it's about $10, $10.30. I wouldn't enter Zuora. There's something weak on Zuora. Their numbers are always weak, despite being the supposed subscription economy enabler. So I wouldn't have any of these. Domino's Pizza earnings today. Do you think the stock will continue to go up? Well, Domino's Pizza went from $3 to $450. So it's a company that has done well ever since earnings and ever since pandemic. I wouldn't buy it at current levels. However, I know some people already own the Domino's Pizza. So they'll probably just hold on to it, but it's not a buy for me at current levels. I don't have some specific reason to believe that Domino's Pizza will continue ascending. So yeah, it is a company that's gone from about $3 to $450, 150x your money. Or if you bought it, say $100 5 years ago, then you're still up 4x. It is a winner. Domino's Pizza likes to pride itself as a tech company that just happened to sell pizza. Is Amwell considered a 10x? I like Amwell. I think that Amwell is similar business with Teledoc. I studied Amwell. We studied about 23, 25. I felt that it was really a great secular trend. I felt that at 23, 25, it's just expensive. Now it's even more expensive. It rallied to as high as $40. I wouldn't buy it at $40. Nonetheless, if I have Amwell, which Google also owns, I think that Google and Amwell's partnership, and it's a 10-year future. So I believe digital healthcare, virtual telemedicine, these are really 10x industries. So my biased opinion is that Amwell is a 10x company. So it has the potential to be $100 someday. Whether that price today of $40 makes sense, it might make sense in the next 5 years. It might be too soon, but right now the market is just too happy. I'd agree that the market is too happy. Humana went all-time highs, which also is doctor in demand, right? So most in the sector, I think, is doing well. So all of them are in 10x industries, at least that healthcare sector. That virtual medicine, I believe in that. SBE, KCAC, is it still good to hold? ChargePoint, I would buy it. ChargePoint, I had a buy even at $13.50. KCAC, I don't believe too much in it. KCAC, I believe, is quite an research and development. It's an R&D. So from 10, it went to 26. Right now, KCAC is trading at about 14, isn't it? $14. I have it in my watch list, but I don't think it's a winner. The reason being, I think that we are still using, we're not in the solid state battery. I want the scientists to, I honestly believe that KCAC could be big someday, but that someday might be 5 years in the future. It's too early for me to invest in KCAC. Any comments for EIDX? I haven't studied EIDX. What is it? Sorry. Is this another healthcare related name? I don't have much insights when it's healthcare. So IDUS Therapeutics, yeah, I don't know much about it. So biotechs, these are not my core. I don't read much into it, so I have no idea. I have zero opinion to give in companies like these. I just know nothing. So that's it. Very strong moves. I'm just a bit weak right now, but I'm pretty sure that you've got great moves in your portfolio. So I do wish you well. Have an awesome 10x portfolio. Do understand that we are, for those people who isn't making 100% or more in this year's environment, do be better, do improve, because I think that the market is very strong, very conducive. If you aren't making 100%, you have a lot to improve on. Because there's like a 500% moves this year, even without leverage. It's not me saying that you have you suck if you didn't make 100%. It's more about just try to improve, because the market is very giving. The market is very giving, very generous, very much all-time highs. Doesn't look much on the revenues, if you'll ask me. Some solar power names went 100, 200, 300%, some 800%. Will they pull back? Some of the people are asking me, will they pull back? So far, I don't see a reason for that to stop. But if they do pull back, you know what to do. You know what to do. So for Fastly, there's no specific reason why it popped. But Fastly has gone from about $10 to $120 this year. I guess that's momentum feeding on momentum. But momentum feeds on momentum on the upside and also on the downside. So still, it's good for those who got in very early and held on to their winner. But for those who are chasing, I'd say that you have so many opportunities in the market. You don't need to force yourself to buy into winners at any price. So that's it. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Have a good day.